on Tuff Trax, Kong tries to prove that he's the king of monster truck racing. The glamour race is Bigfoot against the Gravedigger, and horsepower is the game on the pulling track. Stay tuned. Hi again, everyone. Scott Douglas with Army Armstrong and Chris Chapman in Bowling Green, Ohio at the Wood County Fairgrounds, where last week Equalizer was our winner, but King Kong, a truck brought out of retirement, was a big story. He was super fast but broke. Now, Steve Kane has actually had less than 24 hours to get it fixed and ready for tonight. Army Armstrong is checking up to see if Kane is going to have Kong ready.
The big story last week, a truck out of Texas known as King Kong. Now, if you follow the circuit, you know the truck has been retired for about 5 years. We've been watching the sister ship of the Awesome Kong. That wasn't the case. The Awesome Kong's being rebuilt. They brought King Kong out of retirement. He said quick qualifying time, was dominating the whole round of competition. Then he had all kind of problems. Let's check with the driver, Steve Kane, and find out if they're going to be able to make it back into competition this week. Steve, give me an update on exactly the situation of the truck.
Well, last night we broke both drive shafts and transfer case. This morning we had to go to Grand Rapids, Michigan, pick up some transfer case parts and some drive shafts, get them made up. We got the front drive shaft in, we got the transfer case put back together. Right now we're putting in the rear drive shaft, and we're going to be ready.
Okay, we're 20 minutes from start. Can you win it?
Well, it's what I come up here for, you know. I feel I would have won last time, but, you know, that's the break.
Well, we're going to be keeping an eye on the truck out of Texas. And remember, the 250 miles he had to drive today, that's peanuts compared to the thousands of miles he had to drive just to get here. Let's check with Chris Chapman and find out about today's pulling action.
Thanks, Army. I'm sitting in the stands right now with some of the hardiest monster truck fans in the world. Why? Well, it's about 50 degrees, cold, and damp here in Bowling Green, Ohio. But let me tell you, we're getting ready to bring you some sizzling pulling action from Fishersville, Virginia. Tim Engler and Mission Impossible will try and defend their 1989 National TNT All-American Pulling Series Championship title. And it's going to be some great action coming up later here on Tuff Trax. Back to you, Scott.
And we're going to look forward to that great pulling action, Chris. Right now, these aren't the monsters, just some mini monsters getting things ready to go at the Wood County Fairgrounds in Bowling Green, Ohio. Qualifying is done. Our first round of competition is set and ready to get after it in Bowling Green. The fast qualifier, Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. He gets a bye. Then Bigfoot will take on King Kong. That's a Ford showdown. No Problem is out against Clydesdale. The Auto Value King Crunch meets Mopar Magic. Gravedigger qualified well. He'll race the Nightlight. And then Wild Hair takes on Buffalo Tremor. Equalizer goes up against Jesse Berge and Playing for Keeps. Tuff Trax is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of the Nintendo Entertainment System and the world's largest and most exciting library of great games. Nintendo, now you're playing with power. Back on Tuff Trax, we are ready to do battle side-by-side monster truck racing with the superstars, the greatest in the sport today, hooking up on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. We talked about him bringing the big truck out of retirement, and he has run strong. King Kong did not qualify especially well. Now he has to race Bigfoot and John Pyatt. And Army Armstrong, King Kong, you know, that qualifying shot was his first out of the gate with all the drive shafts, everything put back together. Now he has to let it all hang out.
Yeah, but the story here is in the blue truck, John Pyatt has to get through a round. He's got to beat Kong. Kong's going to really go after him hard. The reason is, Foot's trying to close in on the national championship point lead. Not to be the case. King Kong is definitely alive and well in Bowling Green. Look at that.
He knocks off Bigfoot right here and right now. And you know, Jeff Dane, the owner of the King Kong truck, has been battling Bob Chandler's trucks for a long, long time. And I know that's got to be sweet for Jeff to be able to watch Steve Kane drive home that winner.
That run might haunt Bigfoot in the World Championship point chase before the year's over, Scott.
Well, Bigfoot's got a shot to come back, but I'll tell you, he's going to have to be the absolute fast loser. Only one fast loser is going to make it back, so Bigfoot may be on the trailer, or he may still have a shot to come back.
King Kong literally just manhandling. Look at this. Steve Kane is so comfortable with this truck. He drives it hard, completely clears everything, and he's got an engine that's not 100%. Something's coming out the right side of that block, Scott.
Steve Kane and King Kong takes the victory.
Well, there's no love lost in monster trucks, especially between two camps, Jeff Dane's camp and Bob Chandler's camp. You just scored a major upset in this sport, and I know it's got to be tickling you to death right now.
Yeah, anytime you go out there and beat Bigfoot, you know, you're doing something pretty good.
And you just flat beat him. I mean, he had a good run. You had a better run. It looked great.
Yeah, you know, I broke my drive shaft and everything last night, so in qualifying, you know, I took it kind of easy, and I really didn't want to race him first round, but, you know, that's the way it comes up, you know, when you qualify like that.
You could have really screwed him up in this national championship.
Yeah, right now I'm like 4th or 5th, you know, and I'm trying my best to get right up there at the top.
Well, you're going into the next round. He might be able to come back as a quick loser. We'll have to wait and see, but good luck in that next round. We know you're going to be there.
Thank you, Army.
Again, I want to point out that some weeks on Tuff Trax, you'll see 2 or 3 of the fastest losers come out of the first round and into the quarterfinals. But since there are 13 trucks making the call tonight, only one fast loser comes back. Bigfoot hopes that's him, but he's got to dodge a lot of bullets. The first one comes up here. It's Mopar Magic, the Dodge, challenging the Auto Value King Crunch GMC.
Scott Stevens having no problem at all in that far lane. He looks like he's got the hot hand this evening going into this round. Now, we've been talking about chassis. This is another crew that's working, experimenting with some chassis. They seem to have the truck ironed out front to rear. But where they're having a problem with the suspension on this truck is it moves left to right. If you remember last week it landed and went off center, and he was disqualified in last week's competition. I believe they've got it figured out tonight, Scott.
Obviously running very well. Scott Stevens, the Auto Value King Crunch. Army, we can see underneath it. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah, look where the grill is. You see the orange shock absorbers. Those are cantilever type shocks. They just give you more travel. In other words, they let it settle smoother and land softer. That's a suspension trick.
Scott Stevens, a winner, and now we're going to look at the Gravedigger. Dennis Anderson brings it out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, and he'll take on Dave Wysorik's Nightlife Chevrolet from Grand Island, Nebraska. The Digger has been well documented. Had a lot of problems keeping her running in 1990. Qualified pretty well, and he's got the red lights on. That normally means he's ready to go 100%.
You're going to be looking at 2 styles of driving. Finesse is going to come out of the lane closer to the camera. The guy you're looking at there, he goes about it like a bull in a china closet. He's going to mash the motor. If it stays together, it'll stay together. If it doesn't, you're going to see one super run. Side by side off the first one. Scott, what does it look like?
Gravedigger's going to pull in on the second one. Dennis Anderson, looking strong, gets the win. Some smoke out of the back, but I didn't see any parts flying out. Dennis Anderson's your winner as he gets the victory in the Gravedigger. We're going to get a look at it one more time, and let's get an isolated view right here, Army, of the Gravedigger run.
One of the things you notice about the Gravedigger, you got to remember, this truck is different because the engine sits behind the driver. It flies different, it lands different. Right now, the truck looks like he's got the hot setup. Let's see if he can move to the next round.
Gravedigger gets that first round victory. Here's Army with Dennis Anderson.
Dennis, in order to get to the final, you got to get through the first couple of rounds. I believe we're looking at a new Dennis Anderson tonight. You thinking different?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to save the truck until we get running, run against some fast trucks. And I watched Dave in qualifying. I watched him some the day before, and he's running good and consistent. But I don't know, in qualifying, I think he had a little bit too much fuel, so I didn't figure he was going to give me too hard of a run there.
How about your truck specifically? You've been having some problems with it. The truck sounds great tonight. It looks great. Is this going to be the night for you?
I don't know. I hope so. It needs to be.
Dennis Anderson. And by the way, we're going to look at the points because that was an important run in terms of position for Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger, getting a head-to-head victory over Dave Wysorik's Nightlife Chevrolet. I'll show you what we mean in just a moment, but first let's check on the current TNT Monster Truck Challenge at the top, where Equalizer comes in, leading by 30 points over Bigfoot. Then it's King Crunch, the Auto Value Special, Carolina Crusher, the Awesome Kong truck of Steve Kane, rounding out the top 5. Now, as we move into the second 5, it's USA 1 sitting in the number 6 spot. But Gravedigger and Nightlife have been going toe-to-toe battling for that 7th spot. Nightlife was just about to catch it, but tonight, Dennis Anderson able to stretch it out a little bit with the victory over Nightlife. Outlaw and the Buffalo Trimmer round out the top 10.